essence, doubt physical presence of any worthy to dethrone king. Pitiful presence, my mannerism is evidence. OAT lessons, I'm free to live or die akin to Uncle Sam. Sessions 24 and 24, he's 24. I count my blessings. August 197724. Pamela spread them, doctor said push ahead in the chest, thighs and toes. 1 year after 23, my homie's eyes closed. I arose to the realization time is cold.
Welcome to another episode of Outside the Algorithm Live, where you'll discover a universe of independent voices. I am your host, Samuel Patrick. Today is Thursday, July 28th, 2022, and we are broadcasting live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Appreciate y'all joining us tonight. I'm checking in from Los Angeles, California. We got guests here from Boston, Massachusetts, South Carolina, Atlanta. We want to know where y'all are tuned in from, though, so let us know. Write in the comments there. Let us know where you're checking in from. Trying to get all over the map, trying to see where folks are at. And we'll also be reading and sharing your questions and comments all night, so do not hesitate to jump into the convo. We can bring them up on the screen. We can bring you up on the screen. We can make all sorts of things happen in here. It's pretty exciting, interactive experience. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be joined tonight by LexiMoon, DJ LiKWUiD, Kal Dirt, and Bakari JB. And we'll be bringing them up on one at a time, but they all have the option to stick around and continue the conversation with each other and with y'all as well. So that's kind of the whole deal here. We never know where it's going to go. We get it started. We see what happens. So let us know where you're at, where you're checking in from. Couple things before we bring up our first guest. First of all, please share the live, share the live, share the live. Whether you're tuned in live or you're watching the replay, I know you know at least one or two other music fans who would appreciate it. We're connecting the dots over here, plugging all sorts of people in, making things happen in real time. And if you'd like to explore more music, art, conversations, etc., you can head over to lfod.life and find that kind of info. We got a lot going on our site at the moment. The LFOD Fan Fave contest is in full swing. One artist is going to win a month of airplay on LFOD Radio, plus an interview/feature on LFOD Life, and the cover of our next week's newsletter. So shout out to our finalists: Substance 810, Upper Reality, Malik Elijah, Cody Pope, Opal Kenobi, Kyle A, Funeral Aunt Bell, Sealy, Tones Thomas, RC Productions, J Biz, Jermaine Robinson, Phil Flames, and MI Psycho. We've got a mix on our site with all of their music up right now, so you can go take a listen to that and cast your vote. Polls are open until Sunday night. We have well over 100 votes already. We're not even 48 hours in. I'm feeling good about that. Tones Thomas is currently in the lead, followed by Cody Pope and Phil Flames. But without further ado, speaking of contests, LexiMoon was one of the finalists in our first annual art grant, and it was a very healthy experience to see her jump in the mix with us. We went from not knowing to who she was at all to her being a real force in that competition. So if y'all could welcome to the stage LexiMoon, please. What's happening?
Hey.
How are you doing this evening?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I actually really enjoy doing this, so it's cool. I get to meet people, have fun, hang out. It's a nice little vibe. So yeah, welcome. You were someone, like I said, who we had no idea. We weren't familiar with you at all. I'm not sure if you were even familiar with us. So can you fill me in on how this all happened, how we came to your attention and how you got in the mix with us?
I saw Miles posted it. Milestone, that's one of my friends, one of my clients. I just saw him post and I was like, oh, a competition, let me join. And that's how we got there.
Fire. Yeah, and your fans were like riding for you real hard too. So shout out to them.
Yeah.
I wanted to congratulate you too. I saw you had your first art show.
Yes.
That must feel pretty good.
It was amazing. It was a great experience. I haven't had my work printed since college, so it was fun.
Fire. Is that, did you get into it like envisioning that type of thing, or was it kind of a surprise as well?
An art show was just something recently I wanted to do, and I got on my Twitter and was like, "Hey y'all, I want to be in an art show." And my friend texted me and was like, what a coincidence! I'm having an art show. So that's how we got there.
Fire. That's the closed mouths don't get bread, as my guy Tony says. Like it's wild how you can really speak something out and have it happen immediately. How did you get into photography?
By accident.
Yeah.
I was a culinary art student in college. And after I became a chef and passed the Serve Safe exam, I kind of got bored with it. And everybody thought that I would go to culinary art school. And I was like, y'all, I do not want to cook. I want to eat. I'm just here for a grade. Um, but I was also on the yearbook, and I had several people reach out to me, like on Facebook and stuff, and like, oh, you've got a real talent with the camera. And I'm just like, I don't know what y'all was talking about. I just be walking around my neighborhood taking pictures. And so I applied for art school. I applied at Art Institute originally for the culinary arts program. But I told my mom, I was like, I really don't want to do that. I'm gonna just, jump in photography. And she was like, why? I was like, girl, I'm 17. I'll figure it out. So
Right.
after like my first quarter there, I was in love with it.
That's awesome. See, you've already got questions. Speaking of your fans, we got Ladesha, Ladesha saying, what is your favorite shoot so far?
Um, that's hard. I think my favorite shoot is usually whatever I recently shot, but for the most part, anything I shoot with my kids has to be like top tier for me.
Okay. Yeah, shout out the fam. That's so awesome when you can loop the family into the creative process.
Yeah.
That's great. So you feel like you get better every time?
Yeah, I definitely feel like each shoot is way better than the last one.
That's awesome. And so 17, you just started going for it. That I don't want to ask your age, but I assume you've been doing it for at least a few years now at this point.
It's been a little over 10 years. I'll be 29 next Friday.
Oh, happy Leo gang. Let's go.
Yeah. So it's been a minute. I've given up completely one time and sold all of my camera equipment. And I cried for a matter of months. And one of my friends was like, you're getting something in the mail for your birthday. And he sent me a brand new camera. And he was like, get back to it because we tired of hearing you whining.
Let's go. Shout out to him. Wow. I feel like that's part of the process. Like a lot of people I know that are really doing it have been through that. Like, yo, I sold everything. I'm done.
Yeah.
And
Then like a
then
couple weeks later, he sent me a whole new light kit. He was like, as long as I have access to your Amazon wish list, you're just gonna keep doing it.
that's fire. Huge shout out to him. Congrats. That's actually really inspiring to hear. And you must be grateful to have people like that around you as well.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you're in Atlanta, right? Or
Yes.
okay. Where, if people want to see what you have going on and like check out some of this work you've been up to, like where's the best place to do so?
On my Instagram at LexiMoon, and my website is the LexiMoon because if you type in LexiMoon, it will take you to porn. So I had to put the in front of it.
The LexiMoon. Okay. .com.
Yes.
Right there. TheLexiMoon.com. Do the unless you want to support your local sex worker as well. But what type of shoots do you do? Actually, that's a good transition. Like it seems like you work mostly with artists, but do you do all sorts of photography?
I specialize in commercial. That's what a lot of people don't know. I don't really like to even work with people. I would much rather you give me a product and say, sell it. Because I'm not really good at talking to people. and telling
Okay.
them what to do.
Okay.
So I'd much rather just have like a bottle of perfume and make it do what I want it to do.
All right. So
But
anybody with
outside of that, I do portraiture and concerts and stuff like that. And I like to build sets.
okay. Yeah, it's interesting. Oh, so you build sets as well. So it's
Yes.
very DIY. What's like an example of something you've built?
Let's see. I did a neon CD wall for an event for one of my friends. I was hired to do set design for an event. It was like a showcase event. And the theme was like neon and aliens and stuff. And we recreated one of my old sets, which was like a full foil set. So we took like a whole area of the room and made it completely foil.
Okay. Okay.
What else have I done? I've done a lot of sets.
So you're kind of like someone in Atlanta is watching and they have almost anything going on. You can do some creative direction at least for them, and
Yeah.
that's fire.
Yeah, I've directed videos and everything before.
Okay. And so like as far as people, because I actually accidentally became a photographer recently as well. I got a camera to do just radio stuff and like go document things, and then people were like, I like this, I'll pay you for it. And I was like, what? I wasn't even trying to do that. And I've noticed there's more to doing portraits than just taking the photos, because people are expecting a lot of direction as well. Is that what you're kind of getting at? Like you have to be pretty talented, I guess, model even to pop up and know how people don't even know how they want to look a lot of the time.
You kind of have to tell them how they want to look.
Yeah.
You have to get people out of their shell when you're directing.
For sure.
It's either that or you just got to boss them around.
Yeah. Okay. Get a little bossy. I feel that. Do you have any, so the best place to reach you is LexiMoon.com or at LexiMoon, correct?
Yes.
And if folks, is there a contact on the site, or they DM you? Like, what do you?
There's a contact on the site.
Okay, cool. Are there any folks? Because it does sound like you have some good folks around you. Is there anyone you want to shout out who's been either a part of this process, or who's been, a joy to work with? Like any artists? I know you put us on to Top Notch Swave, which was appreciated.
He's one of my best friends. Great person. I see my mommy and my kids are watching. LaDacia is also my best friends, so I'm grateful for her and my little sister. Really all of my besties, they keep me afloat.
That's awesome.
My family, my grandma, she's so impressed with everything that I do. She's always, I saw you did a shoot, because my studio is in my house.
Okay.
But she's always like, I saw you did a shoot. Show me the pictures. I want to see. Whenever I come home, my daughter's like, let me see your camera. I want to see what you did.
Oh, it's awesome.
My daughter will come in the studio sessions and she'll show people how to pose, and you should do this, and you need to flip your hair, and she'll get up there and she'll show them different stuff. She'll grab the camera and shoot behind the scenes.
Oh, so you don't even need to do the direction. She's got you covered. She's already working on it. That's fire. Shout out Big Gucci Rambo in the building.
That's my other best friend.
Your squad is out here. I love it. Like, this is such a good way to start this. That's dope. I love that you do you still get down in the kitchen too, or are you just like that? Okay.
I'd much rather somebody else do it, but a lot of the times it's forced to be me.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to eat, I definitely know that feeling. So that's awesome. Well, I'm glad we linked up. I'm glad you found out about us and you jumped in. And I'm glad we have this connection going as well. I don't know if you know DJ Candy Rain, but I saw her commenting on things and saying like she was amped about the Atlanta-Boston connection. So before we keep going here, like, is there anything you specifically wanted to let folks know, or like a message or a shout out, or,
a message.
The option's there.
Keep going. Big God got us.
Fire. All
That's
right.
gonna be awesome.
Let's go. Thank you, Lexi. I appreciate that. And I want to keep in touch with you. I'll hit you after because I'll be passing through Atlanta for a minute, like in September. So it'd be cool to pop up, put a face to the name. Likewise, if you're ever in LA or Boston, all that good stuff. And you gonna stick around or you gonna make moves here?
I'm actually gonna go eat because I haven't eaten all day.
Do that. Well, thank you. Peace. Be well. This is going to be live everywhere after, so feel free to send it to whoever wasn't able to check in. Okay. And shout out to your squad. Shout out Big Gucci Rambo, Ladesha. Shout out Mama Moon. Shout out the kids. And be well. I'll catch you next time.
All right. See you soon.
All right. Peace. Shout out to LexiMoon. That's how we like to get things started. Just follow along with. Go with the flow. You might think you want to do one thing. If people are saying check something else out, you might as well take a look at it, and you never know where you could end up. And like, it's really cool to hear that people, didn't let her go off course. They're like, no, do this. And here we are today making things happen with it. So if you're in Atlanta, definitely tap in with LexiMoon, make something happen. And when you do, let us know because I want to see y'all work. I definitely want to see it. Even if it is a product and not a person, or even if it's both. I know a lot of y'all down there have clothing lines and all sorts of things happening. So if you're tuned in, quick reminder, please share the live. We got a bunch of artists coming up here. We got LiKWUiD coming up next. Share the live. I know you have musical fans and your friends, family, and you saw there, you leave a comment, we can bring it up on screen. We can keep things flowing. So if you have questions for these guys, if you have responses, all that, you're welcome to interact. That being said, please make a warm round of applause for DJ LiKWUiD. What's happening?
What's up, Sam? How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm hanging out with some of my homies, some of my bros in Carolina. We just had some food, vibing. I enjoyed LexiMoon's segment. It was good vibrations. Like, you gotta lean into that talent. And then it's just great to hear how her tribe was like, oh, we gonna make sure you get what you need to do what you need to do.
That's
like
so
very
fire.
Inspiring. Yeah, I'm inspired by that. I love that.
Yeah, you sell it? Cool. We're gonna send you a new one next week.
Exactly.
Nice
Exactly.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. And you're in South Carolina, right?
Yeah, I'm in South Carolina, Columbia. I'm in Hopkins at the moment.
Okay.
But yeah.
There's a difference between North and South. I definitely know that.
It's definitely a difference. Very close connected. I definitely spent many a night in Charlotte, which is like an hour and a half from here. So
we gotta throw the fours. Every time people from Charlotte go crazy. Every time I meet someone from there and I even say the number 4, they're like gone. Like, I love it. I love it. So it's good to see you again. Welcome back. It's been a minute.
Too long.
January 2020, something like that.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Because the last time we saw each other in person was Harlem.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we've been
Shrine.
Yeah, shout out to the Shrine, the Cypher, jam session was such a vibe. We had to end the series a bit earlier than expected, but I think it was right on time. Like, we did it virtually for a little bit up until like August 2020.
Okay.
But it was great for what it was made for, which was like creating community, giving space to folks. So yeah, I got to meet wonderful people like yourselves, and I pretty much get to stay in contact. Like, everybody who ever came through there in some capacity. I'm talking about on stage to musicians to bartenders, like
Fire.
Everybody. Yeah, it was a vibe. So yeah, man, it was good to connect with you, even though we connected through malls. Malls, but
that's what I was gonna say is we've had a like real organic communal type friendship experience. Like, it started,
absolutely.
You were in Portsmouth, I met you at a show there. We ended up walking around downtown after the show, and then you invited me down to Harlem. You always have your newsletter rocking, so I've like sort of kept in touch. I at least know what's going on.
Yeah.
And then you did that LFOD mix earlier this year, and it just seems like you're always surrounded with like real healthy folks,
Yeah,
and you put these spaces together. Hell yeah.
I've truly been blessed. And it's like you said, like even like when we hung out, like the very first night, I mean, it wasn't forced. Like I don't even know how we just ended up going on that walk and vibing out. But like I've been very lucky, very blessed, very fortunate to just have genuine connections with folks. And I think maybe that's because that's it, right? It's just a genuine connection. And we just happen to both do music or happen to both love the same types of music. And like that DJ set was just like so much fun as well. It's like, just being free to play whatever I want. However, not have to stick to a format or what people are expecting or whatever, and mashing up genres. Like it's like, I don't know, like energy comes together, And
that's dope to hear, because since those sets are remote, I don't really get to tap in with the DJ. So you're one of the first people I've actually seen talk about it. I usually get a text like, yo, this is fun or something. So
yeah.
You seem genuinely excited, so I'm with it.
Yeah, because I'm definitely one of the DJs. Like I have a lot of friends that they're back in the clubs now. Like,
okay.
Full on, like, we outside and inside type in the club. Yeah. And I'm still not quite there. Like I think also like DJing in New York and then like having a gig like every Friday night or just having to be in the same place from like midnight to 4 for like 6 years. It's crazy to look at it now and be like, yo, I really did that. I was really just leaving my house at like 11 p.m. to like come back at 6 a.m. in the morning spinning records, which is like great. But also like, I think I kind of aged out of that. I'm a little,
You're wearing a Team Auntie t-shirt. I'm already hip.
I am a proud auntie looking for that rich auntie status. That's what I'm owning. I'm like hip hop auntie right now. So I'm like, I still do like weddings and special events and festivals, but it's rare. Like, I get to like just get in that like zone out and, do a set like that. Cause yeah, it's like, would I do some club dates here and there? Of course, but it's just not where I'm at mentally right now. So I love to just have some fun virtually, remotely.
So where are you at mentally? Because I know you by a number of names, a number of different creative expressions. Like, where's the energy headed right now for you?
Yeah, it's so funny. So actually, like, I just went to record something. This is probably the first time that I've recorded something for myself as LiKWUiD in I don't know how many years. Like when we met, I was actually touring the LMA Flossie album, which was my first attempt at a full live album. Like I always had musicians come play on my record. Shout out to my boy Josh, Warp Trio, Isamu, Simon Yu, Roti. Like I always had live instrumentation featured and coupled with production. But LMA Flossie took a lot out of me physically, mentally, and spiritually, because it was a cleanse. Like it was just what I had to get out artistically. And when that dropped, 2019, I did the Afrofuturism piece. It was a lot visually that I needed to make work sonically and vice versa. So it's like when 2020 hit, I just went into a dark space and I didn't feel like creating. So I did a production project with my girl Tio. Shout out Tio. She's a classical composer, absolutely amazing. And we did kind of like this ambient meets trap meets noise, white noise type project. But I wasn't rapping still. I was just like, creating.
Where's that project? I've never even heard of this.
Yeah, it's on Bandcamp. It's called ZenAF.
Okay.
It's on Bandcamp.
Oh no, we lost you. Oh no. Suzanne. All right, we'll give us a second here.
Did it come back? I'm back. My bad.
ZenAF on Bandcamp. Under what name? Under LiKWUiD or?
No, it's under the Love Collective. I think that's T.O. It's under T.O.'s collective. They have like a whole collective of musicians, but yeah, we put that out and that was it. And then I just, stuck to DJing, did some visual stuff as well, wrote some workshops and things of that nature. So literally this past week, I went with my boy Mitty, who's like aficionado here in Carolina, producer. Like he's the man. He runs the studio where I actually recorded my first album in 2003. So he's like an engineer there now, which is crazy. Yeah. And I'm finally doing an EP with one of my favorite DJs. I don't want to give too much detail because it's still in the very early phases, but technically, Sam, this is like my first announcement of it. So
let's go.
We're going to drop a single soon. And I'm just leaning into good energy, good vibrations. Like that's where I'm at right now. It's so much negativity in the world. So much was taken out of us. And I think everybody had to go through their valley, right, to ascend to their new peak or whatever, give or take. This is a struggle metaphor right now, but I think we're all in that place where we've seen enough of the other side or the dark side, and coming together to get closer to the light is just natural for us. And that's not to like say that we ignore what's going on or the change that needs to happen, because there's a lot that needs to be fixed, but it's just saying we take time to enjoy those moments of joy, like when we can. So and I'm definitely like the first single is in that joy. I'll say the next one will probably be a lot of crumbling the patriarch and all that kind of stuff, but we're gonna start out happy.
We need duality. Nah, it's funny you said that, because I had this conversation. I was talking with someone last night about this, and they were saying, I was talking about some stuff I've been going through and where I'm at, and they were like, everyone went through the same thing, but people did kind of come out of it in two opposite directions. And it sounds like you came out of it in a healthy one. Some people really like started doing the work and figuring out what is going on and like raise their awareness and like really took certain steps. Other people just like put their head down even further and were like, let's just go through this. And or they got angry and stayed angry.
Yeah. I mean, there was no, like, we have had history books and lessons to teach us about times like this, but this was technically our first time experiencing something like that to this extent, right? Like,
it's still happening.
And it's still happening. Some people are still in their valley and trying to find their way out to their peak, So it's like having, empathy when it comes to that as well, because it's like, it's two ways to look at it. You don't want to trauma bond per se, but it's like just understanding like we all have to go through this journey, and it's one you really do have to come out with on your own. Like you can lean on folks for support, you can lean on knowledge, wisdom, understanding, spirituality, whatever you cater to, whoever you pray to, but ultimately it's something that each individual has to come out on their own. And you can end up on either side or somewhere stuck in the middle. I think that's still being manifested, to be honest.
Yeah, we're definitely still in it. You sound like you're doing a lot better though, because when we did check in a few times during it, I definitely could tell that you were.
Oh yeah, I was in the darkness.
Yeah,
deep. Like it was a moment, Sam. And I feel comfortable speaking honestly about it, because I think we're in a society of instant gratification. And I mean, it's something called Instagram out there. There's TikTok. There's all these ways that we connect with each other when we're not really connecting per se. But it's ways that robots, technology allows us to feel closer to one another. And at times, it can give us a false sense of what reality is or what true closeness is. And, it can work either way. Like, stuff like this helped me to get through. Because like, yeah, when I was in my Harlem apartment all alone and like truly isolating, and my family is like 700 miles away, and it was literally like we were the epicenter, you know, so it was literally death everywhere. It was a lot. That was like mentally, I was in a dark place, you know, and like I've definitely become more mental health forward, more self-care forward, more listening to my inner voice and canceling out the noise, because I was a people pleaser. I was doing all kind of crazy stuff, fake busy, and thinking I'm making. New York has this way to make you think you're making moves, and like you're running on a treadmill, like you're moving but you're not going anywhere. Like, and I had to like be removed from that and like take a moment to literally go home. And it's like the second or third time I've had to do that, but yeah, I was blessed to have the proper support system. Like my sister, my girlfriend, like were instrumental in like helping me to get through. And it wasn't even like guidance or leadership. It was like giving me space to figure this out, you know? And sometimes that's all it takes. I was on my sister's couch for 9 months.
Oh,
9 months, like a baby. Like I literally went through a whole process, you know? I mean, aches and pains, waking up, you know, but I had to go through that to get to where I am now, and I'm thankful. I'm so thankful.
I love that. That's two in a. I love that two people in a row here. It's the same thing, like family and support and stepping up, and it's something to be so grateful for. Because I think about that too when things happen to me, where I'm like, man, if I didn't have like a parent, like if there's certain stuff that if I didn't have, like this situation would be. The bottom is so much lower, you know, and you take certain things for granted, you know, like even just being able to get a ride somewhere if your car breaks down. Somebody can't get a ride. They can't get to their job. Now their job's done. You know, it can spiral so fast just by not having like, someone in your corner. So I'm glad you got folks. You know, you got a couch wherever I'm at, you know.
Oh, that's love.
Well.
That's love.
For real.
If you ever in Carolina, I got you. Or New York when I'm there. Like, you know.
Bet. I'm driving back to Boston. I leave August 8th, heading back for Boston, and then I'm heading back down early September. So I'm probably, I don't know where, if my route takes me by you, maybe I'll have to make it take me by you.
Yeah.
I'll come check it out.
Yeah, let me know.
Because I got more folks in North Carolina, but I do like.
Or even, that's a quick shout. Like, let me know. If you in North Carolina still, I can pop up there real quick.
All right.
So.
Now I'm excited. We're going to make this happen. This is where I'm going to get out of, because I've been mad. I've been wicked alone, you know, and I'm going to get out of it and plug in with folks. That's why I like being on the road, because my folks are like scattered and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to say.
Looks good on you, man. You're in LA, right? What part of
Yeah.
It's a vibe on you. It's a vibe on you.
Thank you. I feel like I'm really, I uprooted everything. And so I'm going through a lot, but it's feeling like I'm coming out of it, you know, on some other shit.
Stay strong and keep pushing, yo.
Absolutely. I will. Yeah. And I wanted to say before we kept moving, you mentioned Warp Trio real briefly. Yeah. That live performance on your page, you don't post much on the gram, but it's like your second post, and it's from like a year ago. And so we shared that, and some folks, shout out John Beatty, he was saying he was inspired hearing it. Like, I mean, you started with the vibes aren't free, the culture is curated. You want to say, need a payment, you know, like, so.
Thank you.
Shout out to you. Like, you're still like, what was that about? Because that was fire.
Yeah. So Warp Trio, shout out my boy Josh Henderson. He's one of the most amazing, sought after Black classical composers. Like, he was a teacher, a professor at NYU for a while after he graduated. Like, he's the man. But I get lucky enough to do songs with them. So what's crazy is I wrote, so that's Nature Boy. It's we kind of remixed a song by Nat King Cole. So we like kind of remixed a cover per se, and I did verses in between. But I had to write that verse maybe 2018, 2017. So it took that long to just do the song. Like, the verse had been written. I was like, yo, this is so relevant now. By the time the song came out, it was so relevant.
It's relevant today.
It's relevant. Yes. It was like I that's probably one of my favorite songs in general. Just the way that Josh put the record together. And what's crazy, so that was the other thing that kind of encouraged me to kind of get back out and keep writing. I'm hitting the few dates with Warp Trio. So we're going to hit Greensboro, North Carolina. We're going to University of Syracuse. We're coming out to UC Davis at some point. And one other date is skipping me now. But yeah, I still work with Warp Trio. Like it's just fun creating music. And it's always something inspiring. It's always like a challenge or a prompt that we get to work with to create something new. So yeah. Vibes. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for that. So that's dope. And if people want to tap in with you for whatever reason, they're checking this out, they're enjoying it, they just want to say what up. They type LiKWUiD anywhere and you're popping up, right?
Yeah, I'm popping up. I spelled it so weird. Like you'll find me in some way, whether it's IamLiKWUiD.com or @LiKWUiD across all of the social platforms. So yeah, I'm there. I got to show you this crazy thing before we go. So like I mentioned, my boy, I don't know if you can really see this, but
let me see if I can put you on the big screen. There we go. Okay. Shout out LB.
This is how Carolina we're in, like how much we're in Carolina right now. So this is like literally a tear sheet from back in the day when Little Brother first dropped out. Like you can see the AB when they were on ABB Records. So this was 97. Even before Warner. Yeah, this was like back in the day. So he like held on to it, but
it's not in a frame. I'm surprised it's not
it's
more protected than that.
Right? Like I want to ask him, like, bro, like why you got this laying out like that? But Ninth would come to South Carolina like regularly and do stuff at the museum and everything. Like he come and do speaking workshops and stuff. So I mean that was like our claim, like our, because South Carolina, like we're between pretty much Georgia and North Carolina. So it's like Atlanta and like Raleigh or, basketball town, whatever, UNC, NC State, so on and so forth. So it's like we always kind of like had to gravitate one way or the other. So Little Brother was like our closest like hip hop,
Hey, they put it on the map for sure. We were listening to them up in New Hampshire, like, I knew about it. It's they seem like real good dudes too. Big Pooh, I met him up in Portland. I remember hitting him up after for like, he had no need to respond to me, and he did. I was just like, hey, I'm going to be down there. Like, where's a good open mic or whatever? And he's like, check this thing out. And then I was just talking to Lyric Jones out here and my bad, Fonte, executive produced her album. We were talking about that, and she was telling me stories. And they just seem like they're such like solid, like
they're good
stand up dudes. So
stand up. Good people, good vibrations. Like that whole North Carolina, South Carolina alliance is real. Like I randomly met Rhapsody at SOBs one time, and she I've ran into her a couple times, but she's just always been so dope and so cool. It's just good people, and it's kind of like you talked about, like that organic energy, like it's infectious. It's vibration.
Hell yeah, I love it. We're smiling even thinking about it.
Yeah.
So we got to keep moving along here. Are you going to stick around? Are you going to make moves? What are you thinking?
I have to jump only because I'm at my boy's house, but I'm going to keep this on and stay tuned in. So I'll be here, but not on here.
Here. Feel free to drop a comment if we say anything that is inspiring or intriguing to you.
Definitely. All
right. I appreciate you. Peace. Be well. We'll talk soon. I'll hit you when I'm coming through.
All right, that's love. All right, Sam. Have a good one, yo. Peace. Thanks for having me.
Peace. Thank you. All right, shout out LiKWUiD. Shout out to y'all. So I got to tell you about something going on here right now. Some of y'all may be familiar. We have a series we do called Stamped. We have 9 episodes out right now on our YouTube channel. And basically, we've been going through our submissions that we get from artists, and we've been picking some of our favorites, Kiki.D and we've been sharing them with the world. We just announced that we're doing things a bit differently going forward. And I want to fill in any artists who are tuned in, who think this might be something they're interested in. We still are going to listen to every single submission we receive, but we're adding a paid component to it where y'all can submit that way to get on to Stamped. It's going to be $10, and we pick our top submissions. We feature them on the show, and then going forward, providing more critical feedback and constructive feedback, and really giving our thoughts based, instead of just being like, yeah, I like this one. It's like, we don't even have that. You're getting in front of us either way, and we're going to say if we like it, if we don't like it, but not, what we don't like, how it could be better, what we would like to see from you. And then we're going to bring those artists up, and we're going to pick a champ. So each week we're going to pick a favorite out of our submissions. My fault. Each episode we're going to pick a favorite out of our submissions, and all the artists that submit, in addition to the best of the best being stamped on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook, etc. We'll be sending y'all promo clips for your social media. So you'll be meeting a new audience. You'll win bragging rights. You'll get social content. And we're going to give you some real advice to how to take a next step with your music. Everyone who submits will also get video feedback from us as well, regardless if you make the final episode or not. Kiki.D and I will sit down and discuss your record, what we were feeling about it, what we think you could do to improve, and just provide, any sort of background advice as artists, as industry professionals that we can to help you take another step with your music. We already have our first submission, Amped. We got one like right away. So we already have our first artist that's submitted. We're just looking for a few more, and then we're going to film the next episode. So if that's interesting to you, hit up lfod.life/submissions, submit your music, and then after you submit it, you'll have the option to upgrade your submission and get that guaranteed feedback from us, and take things to another level. So we're curious, as always, to hear what folks think about that, what you like about it, what you'd want to see from it. And yeah, we're looking forward to seeing some submissions as well. Little announcement there. If you're still tuned in, please share the live. And now I feel welcome to the Outside the Algorithm screen. We got Kal Dirt. What's happening, my guy?
What's going on, boss?
How are you?
I'm chilling, man. Pretty good. How you living?
I'm living, man. We're moving out here. Everything's happening.
Nah, I love the platform, man. You're doing good things. I love how it's looking.
Appreciate that. Yeah, you were this was like a full, circle thing. We actually introduced you to our audience on the most recent episode of Stamped.
That's right. Appreciate that too, man. I'll definitely try and get some good feedback and try to find out what the next direction I want to head with the music is. So that type of feedback, I definitely appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Thank you. And so where are you checking in from?
We in Boston, man.
We in Boston. All right.
Come on, Boss Town, Boss City.
He's in the town. You want to shout out a neighborhood, or you're just the whole thing? I feel you. Word, man. So we got Boston in the building. It took 3 guests, but we're here. Shout out Algorithm C. He's always tuned in, always tapping in, checking in for new music. He's got beats too. If y'all see him in the YouTube comments, hit him up if you need beats.
Yeah, I'm gonna look out for producers. So
Yeah, are you looking for a specific sound, or?
I like to experiment. I like to have fun, bro. So this shit's hard. I'm very versatile with it. So you know what I'm saying. I just like good sounding. You got good 808s, has good melodies and shit. I'm with it. So
word. I feel that, and I got to shout you out too, man, because I love it when I'm going to use you as a little example, if you don't mind. I love it when somebody like DMs us a link and we say, "Yo, can you hit us, on our site via our form?" And then like they actually do, and then it's good and it's something we can use. I know it's more work, but like artists out there tuned in, there's so many better ways to get to people than the DM. And so if someone asks you, like, it's because they actually want to do something with your music. But if it's on our phones, it gets lost in the DM so easily. So for us, when you follow that link, we get an email that both Kiki and I and whoever can look at. We can get your contact info. There's room to add a bio. We can share it, bookmark it. It's so much better. So I appreciate you following up on that, man, because it makes it's way better for us. It's better for y'all.
Only a couple seconds just to tab over to the email, send the same link. So I understand everybody has their own organizational way of doing things. So I was like, all right, say email, say no more.
Yeah. And so you sent Walk With Me. And I said before, you know, in the episode of Stamp, which y'all should check out, but the video, I really liked how much it added to the record. Like, can you talk about how that came together?
Yeah, it's crazy because my producer and engineer, WannaCry, he made the beat from scratch. He was in the studio like 2 a.m. He made it from like straight scratch, and I heard it. I was like, oh shit! And this was right around the time when I like stopped sipping lean, like like cold turkey. You know what I'm saying? I used to go at it heavy. So, and I heard the sample. He already had the sample saying "Walk with Me," and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do a nice flip to this one. You know what I'm saying? So I took that, spun it. And then we made the record like really quick, like a 20-30 minute, just like a real vibe, you know. It's different than my usual music. So I'm usually like rapping, or like it's a turn up song. This was like a whole different vibe. So I was just trusting my gut with that one. And then I linked up with M9, the director who shot it, and dude, like his vision, he already had a whole vision when I sent him the song. He already knew what he wanted to do. He was like, yeah, come out, we're gonna go out to like the middle of nowhere, and we're gonna have a whole different, like a bunch of different characters, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because you actually really understood the video. I didn't have to say shit. Like you knew like characters, you know what I'm saying, lonely addict shit, you know what I'm saying, just going cold turkey, burning the bear. Like you really had it on lock. I was like, damn, so I trusted the process, I trusted M9's vision, you know what I'm saying? And like it's crazy. The message really went across like the way I intended it to.
How did you get that bear, dude?
That's my dog. I can't say exactly, but if you want to find it, there's a way to find it. But it's an exclusive artist. This artist, man, he makes like mad designer. Like he got Tris bears, he got like Snorlax, he got all different like characters with that type of thing. But you have the big one, so I seen the big one. I was like, oh, I'm getting this for sure. I didn't even think twice about it. I got that big ass bear, and then I already knew what I was gonna do in the back.
Light it on fire, yeah.
Yeah, I got the video.
I know as filming too, like you only get one take for that. Like you guys had to have that. Was M9 stressed? I mean, that shot had to be perfect.
It's crazy because we didn't even think about it. It wasn't even, there was no thought until we did it. One take, one shot. It was perfect. Like we said, all right, we're gonna set the bear up. As long as the cameras were set, we already knew what we was finna do. So as soon as that shit was set up, we went over there. It's crazy because we didn't even think, like we had this shit planned, we would have brought like the what's the shit you use to go wet it? Like the kerosene, I guess.
Oh, like some lighter fluid or
none of that shit, man. We just took like 3-4 lighters and we just like, different angles until that shit burnt up, and it worked because like the inside was, it worked perfect.
Yeah, man, dude. Yeah, I liked. If y'all haven't seen that yet, it's called "Walk with Me."
Yeah, man.
Kal Dirt. It's on YouTube. It definitely hit me, man, because it was like, and it was interesting because yeah, Kiki and I had sort of different responses, but it was like I know. All right, I know where this is coming from. Like,
she wasn't fucking with it.
She fucked with it, but she's more up tempo. She's more up tempo. But
I like
do
that.
you?
I'm saying that the things that they were saying, like that both of y'all were saying, was definitely insightful and made sense. So I definitely, you know what I'm saying, even though she ain't really like the song like that, supposedly.
Yeah.
I like the feedback that she had.
That's what we aim for, man. Because to be honest, like not everyone's is gonna like your music, and that's part of being an artist. Like most people aren't gonna like it, actually.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's
not to be negative, but
that was just a song I made for me. Honestly, it was a song that I really felt. I'm like, damn. I record on drugs. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to it. That's like my pattern, and like that making that song, I did it like damn near sober. So like it was a different experience for me. So I didn't even really care who really resonated with it. I just wanted to put that out just so people could see the versatility and where I was mentally.
Man, if that's where you're at, you're on the right path, because like you really do have to do it for yourself, man. I mean, for yourself and for the world, but it's got to be, if you care what people think, or if you go into it with that, it's like you're just gonna get eaten alive.
That's a fact, bro. And what I noticed too, like the more you fuck with your own shit, bro, the more other people like will fuck with it. If you are doubtful about your own music, or you like, this alright, or it's a mid, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? The people gonna react the same way. You feel me? Like if you like, this shit's hard. I don't care what nobody say, like this song, I fuck with it. This is the one right here. People gonna feel that energy, and they gonna be like, all right, let me go hear this song. This is hard.
It translates, man. If you're listening to your own music and you're losing your mind, the people are like, all right, let's go. But if you're like, oh, I don't know, like, do they like it too?
I'm telling you, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, bro. Because I can tell you that because that was me. Like I used to, like when I was first making music, shit was trash. But I that was my representation too. I was like, you could listen to it. It's okay if you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I was very in my head about it, and people they could see that energy, bro. People, one thing about people, they can see exactly what you're giving out. So the minute I said fuck everybody else, I rock with my music. This shit's hard. Everybody else,
Yeah.
I noticed everybody else was feeling the same way I was feeling about it. I was like, all right, we got something. We going somewhere.
Yeah, because if you think about it, when you find a new artist that you love, like you don't care. You're actually trying to make everyone like them. If someone's like, yo, I don't like this, you're like, we're gonna have Bakari up here in a minute. And I've gone through it with him where it's like, I'm like, you don't hear this? Like, this is crazy. And he's like, nah, like this isn't it. I'm like, I'm gonna keep trying. Like, I will keep sending you their music, like until it clicks. And sometimes it never clicks, but like
Sometimes you might even hear a song, you like, yo, this shit is so hard that other people they'll be like, it's mid, it's trash. And then because you fuck with it so hard, they'll be like, nah, my boy just put me on. This is all right. This is kind of, it's going to grow on them so quick. It's crazy how music really translates with people, man.
Yep. Shout out Bezo. He says he likes the video. He's watching it on the side there. So,
oh man, come on.
So we're out here. So things are you still cold turkey? That worked?
Yeah, bro. You see, I mean, I'm sipping alcohol now and shit, but like I don't sip no more lean like that. Since that record, no bullshit. Like it's been months. So I've been doing pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep it up.
Congrats, man.
Actually, like the last 2 weeks, so I definitely can't, you feel me, do a lot of shit that I used to be able to do.
Oh yeah, you got in a crazy car accident.
Yeah, shit's crazy, bro. Shit's crazy, but we still here, we still rocking. You know what I'm saying? It ain't stopped nothing.
Yeah. So speaking of, I guess I have two questions here then. So you said it didn't stop anything. So my question, shout out Algorithm, see, congrats. Yeah, man, it's always good to hear when somebody beats something like that. Because, I mean, it's fun at the time. There's a reason why people don't want to give it up. Like, you know.
Man, this is the longest I really went without doing it. It's hard, man.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you're already making music without it, because I know folks who have been like, who've gone sober, and like sometimes it can take years to feel comfortable making music again. If that's your
first day, it was definitely different, but like I said, that was just in a different place mentally. I felt like I really didn't need it. You feel me? I felt like I was like, let me watch what I do without it. That's how I came. My mentality was, all right, watch what I do without it. Y'all thought I needed this shit? All right, watch when I'm off it.
Let's go. So has your music changed? Because like one thing, I checked out your earlier projects briefly before we came on here, and like it felt like you had mad different voices you were using. Like one of them on the last one, you sounded a lot like Future. Like it really sounded like Future, but then like you go into a different pitch or sound altogether. Like in the next huh? What's that?
Is it the song called Crazy?
No, like the first like 4 songs you had different voices that sound more like Future type stuff. But then like you'd also hit falsettos or do different, like it almost sounded like there was more than one artist on that album.
Yes.
Were you just trying different things, or is that like where you're, because like Walk With Me I liked because it sounded like you the whole way through.
Yeah, usually, especially before, like my music, I feel like it's better now, but before I used to really, like I said, I used to do a lot of drugs like in the studio, but like I used to really have fun. Like I didn't give a fuck. Like I was just really experimenting. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, I feel like a lot of the music to me at the time was like really boring or monotones. I was like, let me try low tempo, play with my voice a little bit. Like let me hit a little high pitch, like key or something on here. All right, let me go back down. All right, let me rap now. Let me rap, go crazy. All right, let me slow it down, put a little harmony, melody. Like I just want to play with it, let people see that, all right, he's not just like, you can't box me in just like this. Like, okay, he could do all this on the spectrum, you know what I'm saying? So like when it's time for me to when the music really comes out how I want, it's like, all right, now I can go any way with it. Like whatever feature, whatever artist it is, like I could probably work with them, because I can, if you a slower down tempo artist, I could probably rock with you. That's my, like, you know what I'm saying? I mix it all up in the music. I mix it all up.
Bet. So you mentioned things aren't getting knocked off track. Like what's next? Where are you headed with it?
I'm going harder than ever, bro. This whole accident shit just like really just put shit in perspective for me, man. Like I had a couple friends that, you know what I'm saying, were in car accidents and they weren't as fortunate as me. So like I know I'm just going harder, bro. Like I got another video I'm about to drop this week that's already been shot by M9. I got that one done, and I have another song that I'm about to do a video to. The one that I made the night of the crash, because I literally made it like an hour before I got into the crash. I left the studio, and then that shit happened. It happened an hour after I left the studio, bro. It's fucking crazy. So I'm about to drop that shit. So I'm about to I'm just gonna start dropping, bro, like it's no tomorrow till y'all get tired of me, bro. I'm about to just start.
Well, keep us in the loop, man, for sure. We definitely want to hear them. Make sure you send the MP3s too, so we can get them on the radio and stuff like that. So was there anything before we keep moving and bring Bezo up? Was there anything you wanted to, say while you got the platform?
Just appreciate you, man. Appreciate that rock with me, that support me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody I reached out. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, just keep me in the lookout, man. I got a lot of stuff coming, a lot of merch dropping, a lot of new music and videos coming. So I'm gonna make sure there's a lot of content for everybody. So just stay posted,
All right, man. We're ready. Are you gonna kick it for a minute, or are you making moves too?
I'm about to make moves, but I might kick it for a second.
All right, then we'll leave you up there. Let me ask you too. You kind of said at the beginning, Kiki thought it was a good idea, so we announced that new stamp thing. She thought it'd be good to get some artist feedback. What would you say if you were an artist who was looking for that type of feedback or was looking to get involved? Is that something you'd recommend, you'd be interested in, or would you be hesitant? Like, we're just trying to feel out what people are.
I think it's the idea is dope as shit. Like it's a dope, especially you know what I'm saying. We're in an era right now where everybody is. Majority of the people are unsigned. They're doing everything independently. Nobody got the answers because not a lot of people have made it, bro. So you want as much feedback from the people who are in a position, you know what I'm saying, who actually are in the industry or who know I could get you somewhere, blog site, you know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff like that. You want those feedbacks. People who are getting a lot of information, a lot of music in, you want that type of feedback. So to know what direction to head in, you know what I'm saying? Imagine if I submitted it and niggas like, yeah, this is not it completely. Like lyrics are bad. This is bad. All right, I got to go. But now I know I got to go back to the drawing board because y'all going to keep it more real, to be honest, than your friends. Like your friends going to be like, yeah, that's hot, bro. That shit's fire. Bro, like they're not gonna keep it real with you and be like, that's just trash. You know what I'm saying? So you want to go to somebody, you know what I'm saying, like a real professional or somebody who's in that field that can keep it a buck with you, bro. So you know where to go from there.
All right, man. I appreciate that. And yeah, it's funny. I don't send stuff. If people just tell me it's like fire, like I'll wait for them to find it on their own a lot of the times. Like, cause I'm like this, I can't do anything with that. With the rough drafts, like if I send someone a rough version of something, like fire, I'm like, cool, you're never getting another.
You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, be like that.
Word. All right, man. Well, we'll keep you up here on the screen and you can just dip off when you need to. You're welcome to jump in if Bakari says something that you want to, join in the convo with. If y'all are tuned in, please do me a favor and share the live. That's if you're listening live. If you're listening tomorrow, the next day, it's going to be on our YouTube. It's going to be on our Facebook. That's all at LFOD Life. Make sure to subscribe and all that. We've been going like mini viral on YouTube lately with these shorts. So we got a lot going on there, a lot of new subscribers. Shout out to everyone who's tuning in for the first time. Without further ado, the one and only Mr. Bakari JB. What's happening, my guy?
What's the word, my brother?
What's good? Welcome to the show.
It's good to be here, man.
Hey, we got Purple Rain up here. You're on theme.
You know what time it is, man.
Word. What's good, my guy?
Nah, I'm coolin', man. It's good to be here. Yo, I'm genuinely proud of you. You always got a trick up your sleeve. So shout out to that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Word, man. Yeah. No tricks.
No tricks.
No tricks. Nah, we always got something going on. So Hoop Hop, my guy, is right around the corner. August 20th, Roxbury YMCA, noon. Back. Full scale tournament indoors.
This is crazy. This is what, the 8th year?
That's what I heard.
It's the 8th.
That's what I heard.
It's a lot. It's been a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort, a lot of participants. I think it's been something that's been incredibly cool for our artist community and our scene. Like a lot of people have gelled and like worked with each other from that, and it's really cool to like just see collaborations that were formed by, you know, people networking, and as, you know, somebody that does the same types of things, I'm sure that that's really cool. And two people that met through you do something dope, you know, outside of you. That's always cool.
That's the dream, man. Like making it ripple.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want. And for folks that don't know, Hoop Hop is a Boston area musician / industry based basketball tournament. So everyone playing is in the industry in some way. But, you know, it's a way to like link up outside of a loud ass club or a studio and like just ball, have some fun together. But it's fun as an audience member too. Like it's a real community event. There's kids, there's families, there's food, I mean, you can tell it better than me, but there's a lot going on.
No, you said it. And you know, we'll always try to like incorporate just, you know, other things or other aspects, you know, other entities that are doing things that are beneficial to the community, like information the community needs to know, like little programs. You know, we'll do like backpack giveaways and all that good stuff for the kids. You know, we'll do a little 3-point contest. We'll get people from the crowd and the audience involved. Like, you know, as Sam has been a part of this, there's been ciphers, you know what I mean? Like it's a, you know, it's full scale. Just we gonna do, you know, the community and the arts community, you know, meet. And then the shout out to the YMCA for just, you know, giving us a home there and allowing us to, you know, participate with, you know, their patrons and their family as well, because that just always helps, you know what I mean? And so many of us went to the Y a couple years ago. Bruce Brown, NBA player for the Detroit Pistons and then eventually Brooklyn. Yeah, like he's born and raised. He went to that Roxbury YMCA like coming up. So like, you know, he came out, showed mad love, was there. You know, he gave out T-shirts and stuff like that too. Like, so, you know, it's just dope. It's grown to be something like super fire. And just to see everybody kind of like pitch in over the years and still be excited about it. You know, even at the times when, you know, it's a burden for your boy or for whomever else is, you know, assisting with it and making it a real thing. Like, but people are excited about it. So
it's one of my favorite events, man, because it's you never know who's going to be there. Like, you know, a few people who are going to be there, but then it's random folks. Sometimes the mayor's there, like who knows? And it's like, but it's always just good vibes. People are balling. There's like jokes, you know, everyone's just laughing, smiling the whole time.
There's like always a clip or something epic that happens that becomes the clip for the year that gets passed around, and
someone gets shaken all the way out of their shoes.
You know, something like that, or just a funny moment or a great moment. Something epic is always gonna happen. And then too, just, you know, like you said, like you never know who's gonna be there. Like sometimes it's, wow, I haven't seen so and so in 4 years. You know what I mean? But just another reason for us to come out and be together, you know?
I think this one's going to be a lot of that, to be honest, because last year we were back outside, but we're really outside this year, you know, like everyone's back outside. You know?
I mean, we were like COVID testing last year for cats to be able to even play. So like that's where we were at, just to, you know, be sure that, you know, we weren't just ignoring everything that was happening around us. So even though they were like, yo, we can still like we at the very least had like some rapid tests just to be sure and that type of thing. It's like, you know, we're a little bit further removed from that time, so it's like, you know, people might be down to come outside, you know?
Yeah, I think they will. I think it's going to be good. And I'm glad you brought up the cipher too, because we kind of did that on a whim last year, but I mean, the Hoop Hop cipher has a good sound to it, and like it makes sense to have, you got all those artists in the building, like they can do a cipher after they play, or like other artists can come through, and then just the fans, audience have like even more entertainment and even more of a reason to be there. You know, cool, catch some like live music. And ciphers are simple, man. We just need a DJ and a mic.
Facts.
Do your thing.
Facts. Maybe we should get a producer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like just do a like.
Because I know you have beats. You never have a shortage of beats, but
Shout out to Beat Club Podcast, keeping me fully stocked.
there you go. There you go, right? Plug the homies.
You can submit right now, actually, for the LFOD alumni cipher at beatclubpodcast.com.
There you go. Shameless plug. No need not to get that in.
I wasn't going to. You laid it right up.
Alley-oop, you know? Yeah, nah. So I mean, but straight up, like, because I don't know, what was your plan? You're gonna just pick out some beats and just have them in the top?
Well, so we're doing the cipher. We're doing the alumni cipher on August 16th live on. We're back on air. Talk about back outside. I'm excited about that. We got everyone in the studio for the first time in 2 years. So we always get a bunch of beats for that, but we're not going to use all of them. So bring a few more. But so you're saying like a producer,
well,
like
we get the beats no one wanted. No, I'm just you see who pop? You see how it is? Sam don't think we deserve 81 beats.
See, this is why I'm like always hesitant to bring you on these shows. No, I'm kidding. It's funny. Cal said your friends will never be real with you, but like if you got friends like Bakari JB, absolutely they will. So I like what you're saying though. Do like a producer, like feature a producer and have them just lace the whole cipher. Yeah. I like that. Why not?
Or a couple of them even, and they can maybe beat for beat or something like that. I don't know.
I'm just man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not bad at all. That's a great idea.
Maybe the cats that maybe the cats that people like their beats the most or something. I don't know. You can figure out a way to maybe pick a couple.
See, it's something I gotta figure out. Yeah, no, I'll figure it out. Yeah, no, we'll get some. I rock with that. We'll get a producer, and if we don't get a producer, you'll get the like leftover. Like to be clear, Beat Club Podcast has like the illest producers tapped in, and they send us fire every year. We have too many good beats. There's always beats that I'm like, damn, I wish someone rapped on that one. Shout out Algorithm C. He knows. That's how he found us.
That is true. No, honestly, that is true. Because the last cipher I did, which was really dope, because you had everybody like submit their own videos. That was like so fire. A lot of the beats are really. I had a really hard time selecting a beat to do something to. So to your point, you are correct. I'll give you that.
Well,
I'm not
people
gonna stop a hard time, but I really
hopefully the people like tuned in for the full like 360 you made there.
Yeah, no, I mean, if they left with what they left with, then so be it.
Fair enough. But yeah, no, I like that idea, man. I'll hit you about that after, and we'll figure that out, because that should be simple, man. Just show up with a thumb drive, and because we'll have a DJ, and or show up with your SP or whatever, like plug it in, and we'll have people rap. We'll submit first. I mean, we'll pick the producers first. Like, I don't think we want anybody showing up.
Y'all don't want beats from me. That's what you don't want.
I do, actually. Have you ever made a beat?
Yes. You don't want that beat. You don't want any of the beats I've ever made.
Okay. You never know, man. Sometimes you find out. You're like, oh, shit. Like, you made that? No.
It wouldn't help me. My stock would severely decrease if people heard beats I've made.
Okay. All right. So there's no such thing. You're not even ghost producing.
It never happened. Yeah, I never made beats.
Okay. Bet. Never happened. Word. Yo, I was gonna say, man, and you mentioned this about like connecting and stuff. Like, thank you, because you always do bring a ton of folks together for a positive cause, for a good thing. Whether it was vibes and offerings, whether it's hoop hop, like when I pop up at your stuff, I know I am going to see people I haven't seen in a minute. I know I'm going to see people, like just good people. And like, we're going to smile when we see each other, and we're both going to genuinely, mean that smile. And it's not on some, oh, I got to say what up to them. It's like, yo, what is good? Like, what's happening? So thank you, my guy, for connecting these dots always.
Thank you. I think it's welcome. Just, I think it's the nature of, the connection and who we are and what we do, because like obviously, bro, like everybody has been saying the same thing about you effectively. So from shout out to us being cultivators, I appreciate that.
I like that term. I haven't heard that before.
But between, you know, LiKWUiD, Lexi, Kal, like they all seem like they had the same connection with you that I did when we first met. And like, I think a term that I've been hearing was like just the term genuine. It's like, it was genuine. It wasn't anything forced or contrived. It was like, yo, I see you out here. You're doing X. I'm doing Y and Z. How does this, yo, is there a place we can meet in the middle? Actually, there is. Cool. Boom. And then it's just like, you know, the type of energy that you have, it just speaks to, you know, who you're gonna gravitate towards. And then it's like, that's why when you see these people after such time, it's like, yo, these are people, you know, that you want to see, because it's like, that's kind of who we're going to be attracting, you know what I mean? And those energies, that's why we work together a lot. That's why we will continue to work together. It's just like, it makes sense. The energies are right. The goals are aligned. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I appreciate you saying that. It's also, I've been in like memory lane over here for a minute. And sometimes I look back or listen to my old stuff, and like, even though I was always connecting stuff, like sometimes I had some like pretty rough edges. So I appreciate you and other folks who were like, you know, saw past those. And like, I'm a much softer version of myself at this moment in time. So appreciate you rocking with me all these years to get here.
Likewise.
Yeah, man. And people might not know this. I don't even know if you know this. But you are the soundtrack to the little outro screen we play at the end of all our videos.
No idea.
Yeah, I know you don't watch what we do, but when it's done, we play an outro. So
definitely not personal.
No, man. I don't. Hey, man. If we, I already know how it goes. Trust. Like that's something like I realized. Here's a gem for artists. Like, you don't want other artists as your fans. It's cool. It's a bonus, but like, these people are busy and they're being bombarded and they're protecting their mental and they're trying to do a billion things. And like, if they're doing well, they're going to be too busy to tap in with you. Like, they're going to have a show the same night as you, you know, like you do not, it's cool to have like the respect of your peers and have other artists rock with you. But like, ideally you are meeting other folks. And making them your fans, because we don't check for each other like that.
You know who I learned that from?
Who?
Shout out to Jamil Malik.
Yeah?
Yeah, I learned it from him, because like, if you know Jamil, you know that like he's good for a rant or two. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's just his energy. It's just one of the dopest people you'll ever meet. But like,
shout out Jamil Malik. People don't know, man. He's one of the nice. I haven't heard him rap in a minute, but last time I did, he was one of the nicest out here.
He's too good, bro. But so here's the thing. He's like, I use the term cantankerous. It's a very like Jamaican term, like, you know. Just
no,
like,
he is, dude. I picture him with the stogie, like
that's my man. But like, you know, he gonna have him an attitude about something. But it's hilarious because like, one of the things he was ranting about when I was kicking it with him was like, oh, people always invite me to all these shows, like like, and it's just like, and when what he was saying, it just made so much sense. It's like, yo, you can't, like, as an artist, you're gonna network and you're gonna meet other artists predominantly, right? And then when you meet them, like, y'all will start to support each other. But the reality is like, yo, if your goal is to get me and 40 other artists out to your show, it's like, I'm sorry, that's not your actual goal. You know what I'm saying? Like, your goal isn't, because you know what? Like, if Kendrick Lamar's having a show, he's not expecting Beyonce gonna come out to this, Rihanna gonna be here, ASAP Mob gonna be there. Yo, tell the Locks to show up. Yo, what's like, no, you can't, like, your expectation is not that like other artists are going to be your supporting base. Like, it's just not the reality. All the shows and podcasts and things that I favor and I listen to, when I see certain entities go on, and like, let's take like Adidas and Mero, for example. It's like,
man, the brand.
I know the brand. It used to be strong. You know what I mean? That day, we'll shed a single tear for.
Yeah, no. Shout out
for our Bronx brethren. But you know, but at the end of the day, it's like, all right, I would see people go on their show, and it's like, yeah, y'all don't watch our show. Like, the people that are on the show they don't watch it. They might not have ever seen an episode of it. it doesn't mean that they don't like it or that they wouldn't enjoy it. It just means that, like, yo, there's probably a reason you're even on the show. The reason you're on the show is because you're busy doing other things, and that makes you dope enough to be here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just started to, you know, understand. And then that's, I don't take it personally when people don't see stuff I've done, you know, haven't been there. Like, now maybe, you know, Hoop Hop's been around for mad long. It's been 8 years. It's like, damn, you couldn't make it to not one, you know what I'm saying? Like, after 8 years. But even if they didn't, like, I still would probably be like, yo, I get it. Because to your point, people are doing other things. And also sometimes they're not. And this is like finally a time when it's like, oh, Sam has a little downtime right now. And if Sam got downtime, maybe Sam wants to binge watch something on Netflix. Maybe Sam just wants to chill. Like, he don't want to be, you know, in the mix with everything else. So like, learning not to take it personal, because it's not about that. You know what I'm saying? And there are definitely many ways to support. And you know, for a fact, again, like y'all were talking about, like, yo, couches to stay on and whatever. Like, saying you already know where you're at in my life, so it doesn't, like, I know that, you know, it don't bother you if I don't support anything you do digitally.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Don't even like my post. You can unfollow me, bro. It's fine. I know you in real life. It's good, man. And that's what they do. Like, some people are just bad at social media. You can't even take that personally. Like, maybe your posts, like, I don't want them on my timeline. Like, I have friends who've told me that, like, I like you better in person, unfollow, you know. But I'm going to say real quick, man, because while I'm in like gem mode, like what you just said about people going on shows and not knowing it, the biggest advice I can also give an artist is just watch like 1 or 2 episodes before you come on. Because every time I come on, if I go on, like, shout out the last one, like I was on Henny and Hot Wings or whatever, and I was able to reference a thing that happened on the episode before, people are so appreciative. And then you can join like, they've been having a conversation for years over the course of that. So if you can jump in it, or on mine, like sometimes we'll come on LFOD and they're like, damn, I didn't expect you to ask like thought-provoking questions. And I'm like, come on.
Right.
Like at least know where, like I thought this, usually people ask me who my influences are, and then they just like keep it moving.
But oh my God. So on that note, one, I will say this, like watching you interviewing people, it's so much more interesting because you're not asking the rudimentary, like those are the worst. Like, yo, Tyler, the Creator, I used to watch him in interviews, and he used to literally just like chew people out. He would be like, these are terrible questions. I don't want to answer them. He'll be like, why don't you ask me what my favorite dinosaur is? Like, but it's like, yo, it's true. It's like, why do I want to watch an interview where if I watch Tyler's interviews before, I already know the answers to the questions that you're asking because you ask the same. So first of all, you're doing an excellent job with that.
Well, thank you.
And secondly, to the point you just made, there are obviously levels to the people, right?
Right.
And co-worker of mine, shout out my homeboy Jim. This was many, many moons ago when I was trying to get on the scene in Boston, and I wasn't like using Twitter or none of this stuff, and he was. So he was like, "Oh, like there's this event called Motivate Monday. You should go to that." And I'm just like, "Okay, like whatever." But to his point, I think he was reading tweets, and shout out to Mark Maron.
Shout out to Mark Maron. Motivate Maron.
Yeah,
now.
Motivate Maron. Motivate Maron.
Still the mayor, though. Still the mayor.
Absolutely. So, you know, he had tweeted something about like, yo, everybody always asks me to like be on the lineup, but like, yo, they've never even been to a show. And I remember like, you know, when my boy had read me that tweet, I was just like, yo, he's right. Like, people usually have expectations for things. So I started going to the Motivates, and this is before he even knew like I rapped. I would just be there at all the shows, to the point that I started like learning like the Us's of the world. Like, I would learn our joints. Like June Life would be like, you know, like pointing at me because I knew the lines. This is before they ever even knew I rap. So like there was a lot of love there, but it was because my energy changed. I was like, yo, I should be what it is that I want, you know, from anyone else. You know what I mean? And like, I think that affected. So to your point about like knowing the show, it all started with a Motivate. Yo, so knowing the show, right? It's like, I'm not Barack Obama. So yes, like I should take, you know, an hour and a half out to watch your show, like, and know what that's like, because I'm about to enter that realm. It can only help you as an artist. It can't possibly hurt you. to be honest, you might watch it and be like, yo, this isn't anything I stand for. I don't want to be on a show. You know what I'm saying?
Who booked me for this?
Yo, like for real. Like if you don't coincide with what's going on there, you should know that, right? And and then number two, obviously, if it was like, yo, you got Cardi B, it's like, yo, her schedule is her schedule. She definitely ain't got time to watch your joint. You know what I'm saying? So there's a different level of expectation.
And she's clearing the questions ahead of time.
Oh yeah. There's
and they have team. Once you get to that level, she's not gonna do something that's not.
Oh, for sure, clear, like super clear. But it's like, and yo, even that, like, I can go on for days. But like, I had those conversations with artists like before that we know that we're like, notches up from me, but like we know these people, and it's like, yo, I won't, like, people get mad at me because I won't do like their podcast or their whatever, and it's just like, yo, I still have to be choosy about the stuff I do. Because like, yo, Bakari, just because you started a podcast and you got 3 followers, like, fam, like I still have a standard for what I do, but people get mad, you know what I mean? So we just got to learn to.
And it's not personal. That's one thing in music. It's not personal. It never is. Like, people have a lot going on. There's so many reasons. Like, it's business. Like, at the end of the day, it is art. You are putting your feelings, like, you're sensitive. Everyone here is sensitive, but like, it's not personal. And kind of like what I was saying to Kal earlier, like with fans or whatever. But yeah, just to the point that like, if you are going to go on a little bit, it'll just help you have you can still make it. If they know how to do their job, like they'll make you look good no matter what, but you can make yourself look that little bit better than their fans. Cause you know what their energy is. And then what their audience likes. And then their audience will be like, bring them back. Absolutely. That was what we wanted. When people come on and if you go on and you're like, oh, these are the topics, and you're not, because sometimes some of these shows, I keep going back to Henny and Hot Wings, but like I had to know like how raunchy the potential. So I had to know like, okay, like we're going to be talking about some things. And I had to know like, if I am not ready, like I had to think of some stories. Like if I'm not ready to say open up about some things, like this isn't going to work. I'm not going to be a good guest. And I'd be doing myself with this. I would look like a square.
Absolutely. Shout out to Henny and Hot Wings. Y'all got to watch that episode with Sam. He bears it all.
It's got it's one of their most viewed episodes. I will say that.
I bet, because you was getting naked. The people, yo, listen.
I did take my shirt off at the end.
There's nudity, y'all. So ladies, get what you need to get.
Yeah.
Get the towel out.
Yep. Whatever you need. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so this has been Bakari. It's been real wonderful having you on here. But yeah, Henny and Hot Wings tap in. So before we get out of here, I guess I'll circle back real quick. One more shameless thing. I mentioned that shout out Kiki.D, my partner in rhyme over here. We've been doing these stamp things. I talked to Kal a bit about it. She was just wondering, like, because we're feeling out the market, like it seems like sort of like mixtape slots have been slowing down. Like, are artists still looking for paid promo feedback, content opportunities? Like, you're tapped in with the people. Like, is that something you think folks would be interested in? Is that something you would do if you had new music coming out? If like,
don't play me, Sam. Don't play me, bro. I got 100 records unreleased.
I'm gonna start leaking them soon. Facts. You and Casso.
Facts. Do me the favor. Especially Casso. His music's fire. Yes. The answer is yes. I was just having this conversation because we were having, me and the homies were having like a Kendrick conversation and not needing the label anymore and all this. Here's the reality. Like, we still all need promo. Like, and I personally think that there's like a difference in the value of the promo. So like what y'all are talking about, I think, is incredible for like a couple different reasons and for artists at a couple different levels. You know what I mean? Like if you feel like you're testing the waters with some and you want to know, some people just know their sound and their sound is their sound and they don't feel like they need nobody to tell them nothing about their sound. That's cool. But then sometimes you trying something else. You 808 and heartbreaking it. And you like, yo, I want to put this out here and just get a vibe from like you're very unique because you also are somebody who you come across a lot of music, like you're a platform. So you hear all kinds of things and all kinds of sounds. And then you also get to gauge your responses. So it's like, you know, like just your opinion doesn't change the fact that I might want to go in this direction, but it's like, it may inform it because it's like you're on both sides of that. Like you hear a lot, you know what I mean? Like, and also you hear what everybody has to say about the lot. So it's like, I personally think that that's valuable for artists. They're also giving their music to a platform that may care more about their music even, you know, like we all want to be on radio and Billboard, but it's like, I mean, there's a ton of artists that aren't there that are thriving because they're going direct to the place that their music would be cared about more, right? And that's valuable. So I think that's, you know, I say yes.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah, we're gonna treat it with care for sure, you know. And it's interesting too because I feel better. You know me, I'm not super into critics or talking down on artists. So like, I honestly wouldn't give this feedback unless people were paying me to. You know what I mean? Like, I would just be like, all right, man, cool, keep going. Like, you know, or find something good to say. I always find something good to say. But word, man, I appreciate that. And shout out, man. Algorithm C, look how on top of it. He even knows the name. Glory. Come on. We don't even put it. I don't even think we have you in the credits. It's just a song that plays. Like, so. And shout out.
That's the one for the outro?
Yeah, you're going to hear it in a second. This is how I'm wrapping the show up. It's all stitching together here. Oh, and right. Shout out, we built, I made a countdown screen before it went live earlier, and we have Rex in there. Both of these are from the 24 and 24 project. Yeah, we reuse and recycle, and we follow the 3 R's here. Reuse, recycle. What's the other one?
Reduce your carbon footprint.
Reduce. Yeah. So we put out one album every so often, and we reuse, recycle, and it's still useful. You're the king of that, man. Always respect how you stay booked, regardless of what's going on. You're a true MC in the full sense of the word.
Yes. I love it.
Bro, I went on your page, man. You're booked all the time. I love it, man. You go overseas off your records.
Oh my God. It is hilarious. Shout out to Latrell James on the production for this too.
Shout out Latrell James. He's doing big things these days. Word. So Bezo, any message for the folks at home before we get out of here?
I just want to make sure I shout out our Hoop Hop team. That would be Yemi, Ryan, Kishay. That would be Sharon. That would be Duffy. That would be Santi, and that would also be Young Samuel. SP.
Yes. Go. Yes, sir, man. Shout out Styles. Yo, all right. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Bezo, I appreciate y'all coming through. It's always good to see you. I can't wait to see you in person. I'm gonna give you a huge hug, my guy. Like, so just be ready. Like, absolutely. It's gonna be real. I'm gonna do my little outro here, and then I'm gonna throw on this end screen. Which, stick around. You'll hear your voice. You'll hear your music, and you might get some YouTube royalties off.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It should be. I don't know. I'll have to check the CD Baby account after this. We'll see what it's looking like. I appreciate you rocking with me. Huge shout out LexiMoon, LiKWUiD, Kal Dirt, everyone else in the building. Bezo, I'll see you in a couple weeks. August 20th, Roxbury YMCA, noon. Be there. Peace, my guy. Thank you to all the artists who were here tonight. One more time, that was Bakari JB, Kal Dirt, LiKWUiD, and LexiMoon. Shout out to everyone tuned in. Algorithm C, keeping the comments alive. We even had LiKWUiD in the comments. Bezo was in there. Big Gucci Rambo, Carla McGuire, LaDacia Gibson. Please, if you enjoyed this, share it with at least one of your friends. It's a community effort for real, if you could not tell from what was taking place on the screen. We do this the last Thursday of every single month, but we drop new music, interviews, etc. weekly. Tons going on at www.lfod.life, including the LFOD Fan Fave contest, which is in the final stages of voting right now. Polls are open until Sunday. You can check out our mix with all the artists and you can vote for your favorite. Same thing if you're an artist, you want to tap in with us, that's lfod.life/submissions. Or if you just go to our site, you'll see a button that says share your art. That's how it starts with everybody. That's how you get on LFOD radio. We share records on social media, in our newsletter, stamped. We interview y'all. Like, that's how it all starts. It's the best way to make an introduction to us. And we do have our new membership out as well. You can check that out for free too. In fact, it's our members who will be voting in the Fan Fave contest. And it is our members who make all of this possible. We had over 400 as of right now, which is fire. We just got this going and it's moving fast. So I'm real amped to announce that. You enjoy full episodes of Outside the Algorithm, exclusive content, subscriptions to that newsletter I mentioned. Plus, paying members do get co-production credits and a vote in our journey. Last but not least, huge shout out to the whole LFOD fam, all of our new and existing members one more time, and all of y'all tuned in tonight. This will be up on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook right after, so hit that share button. And we got Bakari JB and Glory produced by Latrell James featuring Tizzy on this outro right here. Until next time, peace.
Positivity is a better movement. Let us do this. Level up and get into this evolution. Revolutionary math and music. Get us choosing everything but less excuses. Shout out to the kings and queens with everything to lose. They never lose it.
There's so much glory in the story.